Wednesday, the 19th of February, and I've got to do this quick because I start rambling on, and for whatever reason, the YouTube thing cancels out as far as the upload time. So some big developments happening here. I went ahead and I booked a flight over to Australia, leaving on March 10th. And I don't know why so far out, but maybe I was hoping that things might work out with this gal who I promised I'd never mention her name, but more about that in a moment. But anyway, so, you know, I found myself thinking that I could return home on March 5th, which is when I have my ticket, home being California, or I could, you know, head over to Australia. And I thought, you know, it's been a lifelong dream to visit Australia. And here I am, and everybody that I talk to, they say, Tom, go to Australia. So I'm going to go to Australia. And I found this place. I was looking on Airbnb, AIRBNB.com. And I found I was doing a lot of searches on Airbnb to find a place. And rather than commit for a month, I decided to just commit at, you know, like 1 week increments, like stay a week here, maybe extend, or 2 weeks, something like that. So I found this place owned by this woman. It's a small home in a pretty cool neighborhood, and her name is Nina, and she looks like a character. She's a photographer, graphic artist, loves to cook, likes to go out to cafes, live music, all that type of stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. So. I'm going to go stay with Nina in Melbourne for a week. And interesting, Nina rhymes with the name of the woman who I promised I wouldn't mention her name on my videos anymore. So I'm going from to Nina. But no, Airbnb is not a dating website, you know. So you find a place to sleep, you know, on Airbnb, but not in that sense. But but anyway. So in looking around, I found this other property, and it's a property with kangaroos all around it. It's out in the Yarra Valley, outside of Melbourne, and they have a pet kangaroo named Byron or something like that. And I did a little bit of digging around, and I was able to contact the owner of this place outside of Airbnb. I took her picture, and I uploaded it to Google Images, and you can search for images just like you would, you know, for something else. But lo and behold, this woman is a world-renowned public speaker, travels the world giving keynote speeches and stuff. And so I sent an email to her asking if they might be interested in exchanging services for accommodations. And lo and behold, I got an email from her, I don't know what you call it, commercialist or something like that, maybe her publisher or something. And they're extremely interested in some type of an arrangement. So we'll see what comes of that. That sure would be a kick to wake up every morning and well, I hope it's not a kick, you know, but maybe a hop or a jump or something like that. But it'd be interesting to wake up and see a kangaroo, you know, standing next to your bed when you wake up in the morning wanting to be fed. But so anyway, that's going to happen on the 10th of March. But getting back to my current situation, so with this situation with this woman who I promised I'd never mention her name not working out, all I can say is that it's probably one of the saddest things that ever happened to me in recent memory. And I'm getting a little bit old, so my memory's not what it used to be, but it's a sad situation. I still love her. Every time I see her, and I see her every day, you know, every time I see her, I just want to hold her and tell her I love her, and there's just nothing coming back. And it's just, it's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. I really, I wore my heart on my sleeve on this one. And next time I'll bring some Kleenex. But, you know, I remember living in Budapest, and, you know, anytime I would go something like this, when I was dating this gal in Budapest, my God, she always had a Kleenex at the handy. But anyway, back to the situation here. It's sad. It is it's one of the saddest things. You know, to love somebody and to not be loved in return it is just, it's very, very challenging, very, very disheartening. And as hard as it can be to find love in life, and I was so positive that I had found love this time, and I guess not. So you just go on and do the best you can. There's stuff happening in this world that is, as far as me feeling sorry for myself for a broken heart, that's not going to happen for very long with all the crap that I see happening in the world. So anyway, interesting story is this. I've been here in Auckland now, and I found this really cheap place to stay. It's only costing me like $35 a night, but I want to go see some of the rest of New Zealand, like the Bay of Islands and Rotorua and Wellington. And I being a frugal guy, I make a great living, but I'm really a frugal guy. And being the frugal man that I am, what I did was I had this database that before I left for New Zealand, back in California, I built a database of 150 email addresses of bed and breakfast. So 3 nights ago, I sent an email out to all these bed and breakfasts saying, would they let me stay for free in exchange for some services? And, you get your usual people that say, take me off your mailing list or do whatever. But interestingly enough, this woman replied back today, and she's offering me accommodations for the duration of my time in New Zealand. Not only is she offering me accommodations, but she is offering me accommodations at 3 different properties. One property is in Wellington, and the other property is in Rotorua, which is one of the biggest tourist attractions in New Zealand. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and I'm going to go to the Bay of Islands, and then I'm going to meander my way or saunter my way down to Wellington and then Rotorua, and before heading off to Melbourne and probably Sydney and the Great Barrier Reef. Speaking of which, I looked at pictures last night of the Great Barrier Reef, and my God, it's gorgeous. I cannot wait to go snorkeling there, especially with my waterproof GoPro camera. So anyway, that's all for now. Believe it or not, I'm going back to the shopping mall to return my Valentine's Day gifts that I got for the woman that I promised I'd never mention her name. Life can be funny, can't it? All right, take care.